Hello everyone and welcome back finally to Raven Creek, our original park, our main park, my main park, my love child in Planet Zoo basically. We are finally back after what feels like ages, but it's actually a couple months to be honest, and think the last time we were in Raven Creek was before the Arid pack dropped. So 2 packs already since then, the Arid pack and the Oceania pack. But now we are finally back in my original park for people who are maybe new to the channel, because we had a couple of new people coming to this channel since then. This is Raven Creek, my park that I started YouTube with, my North American park that focuses mainly on North American animals, European animals, and as you see in this video, South American animals, a couple of them at least. And this park is set in Oregon, in the area of the rainforest, basically temperate rainforest there. A very specific type of vegetation of biome that you can find all over the world, but is very prominently found over in California, Oregon, basically a sort of conifer temperate style rainforest, which because of a lot of rain coming from the coast, and thus having a lot of ferns, having a lot of mosses, all that kind of stuff in these coniferous forests. And this is what we kind of replicate in this zoo, having this zoo set in such a forest. So we have still a lot of plants, but very cold loving plants, temperate loving plants, and a lot of moss and ferns everywhere. So very lush habitats, but still trying to keep the realism in this zoo. And we are, as I said, we are back in the zoo, and we basically continue where we left off when we last saw the zoo in our new South American area. And we are now working on the final or the third of the big habitats, so to say. We started with the llamas and rehas/emus in Patagonia. Then we moved over to the anteaters and maned wolves of I think the Pantanal, no, the Pampas, Pampas, of course, the Pampas steppes and savannas. And now we are finally here in the Pantanal, the huge wetlands of South America, with the capybara and, surprisingly, the Galapagos turtle, which is, which we will talk later about. Why the Galapagos turtle? But we are now building a habitat for the capybara. We already did a habitat for the capybara when the capybara came out all the way back with the wetlands pack. What it was called last year in January, I think. Then we already started a capybara habitat in our wetlands area, wetlands zone of this park. But I was never really happy with the habitat. It was a nice habitat. You can, by the way, look the video up if you want to. But it was never really something that gave these animals justice. And now we are doing that. We are giving them a huge habitat where they can roam free with also some enrichment item, as you can see here, where we are now building kind of a utility box for these water gazers, for these water fountains, basically. I forgot what the in-game name is, but these enrichment items for the capybara where they can sit under it and bathe a little bit. So we're now building a utility building or a water pump for them. So it makes a little bit sense why there are 2 bamboo sticks sticking out of nowhere and pumping water out. This is the reason why. I always think about why certain things are there and how they work, how they are connected to the rest of the world. And we are now building the Pantanal in what is basically a recreation of the South American area of the Zoo Leipzig. If you're watching the first video on this area where I explain everything, I showed a map or a blueprint of the zoo, of the South American area of Zoo Leipzig, and that I basically kinda made an exact copy of that here in Planet Zoo with some adjustments, as you will see later, to accommodate for stuff like I needed in Planet Zoo. But yeah, everything else, the layout basically is the same. And because I just love it. I was there last year in this zoo and I fell in love with this area, with the whole theming and everything, and the layout and the idea behind it. So I just want to give it just in game. And I have to say, you already probably saw it in the intro, and you will see it later in the real-time part. I think this area turned out really well. Among one of my best habitats I think I have ever built in the game. Of course, we need a lot of ferns, we need a lot of foliage in this area. It's, yeah, has a lot of rain, it's very humid, it has some nice summers but cold winters, but these plants are adjusted to that, and the animals of course have all their indoor space and heating and stuff, so even in the winter they can stay warm, they can stay cool, what I wanted to say, but they can of course stay warm. And especially capybaras are kind of used to colder temperatures because they're also very common in Europe. They just need some indoor space where they can warm up. Otherwise, they can be fine with some colder temperatures throughout the year. And yeah, why the Galapagos tortoise? This area features, or at least in the real world version, so in Zoo Leipzig, this area features capybara, as Mai does, and pampas hares, which is nothing we have in game, because this animal we don't have in game yet. Maybe we get it in the future, then I will switch them out, but we don't have them yet, so I decided to go for another animal that kind of fits the friendly capybara. And I know the Galapagos tortoise isn't from South America per se. The in-game it is counted as South American, but my idea was that this zoo maybe had these tortoises. This is the right plural, I hope so. But yeah, they had these tortoises maybe in a smaller area somewhere earlier on, in a later point, and they also wanted to give them a nice upgrade to their living conditions, and they just thought, it's close enough to South America, with Galapagos being an island and on the coast of South America. Why not just throw them in with capybara? Capybara doesn't mind. They are the most relaxed animal in the world. The tortoise doesn't mind because they're also very relaxed. So let's cohabitate the two and have some education around telling what the deal is. And most people will not really mind everything like that. Of course, some zoo nerds like us, we would say it doesn't really make sense, but the general public would just accept that. And that is the reason why we have the Galapagos tortoise, and in the end, it doesn't really matter, so it doesn't really look out of place, I have to say. The tortoise enjoys crawling around very, very slowly, and we will later, this is one adjustment or one change I had to do to the layout, we will also build, or we will soon build, a nice little greenhouse for the tortoise where we can keep them in the winter. And this greenhouse, as you will see, will also be accessible for the guests to go in and see the tortoise in the winter. The backstage for the capybaras is sadly not accessible. This is behind the scenes only for the keepers, but at least the tortoise is accessible because they are a little bit more affected by the cold than the capybara, who still has its fur. The tortoise needs the warm to stay active and to not get catatonic, basically. So we keep this little greenhouse that we are now building, and I had some problems here and there with the layout. I wanted something that wasn't just rectangular, but this didn't really work out with the whole roof and everything. I know from you guys that building roofs is one of the things everyone hates. And not everyone, but most of all people hate building roofs in this game. And I had the same problem, especially with the glass roof, where you can't really hide stuff. So I, in the end, decided to go for a rectangular shape with a pointed roof, which still turned out really cool in the end. It looks really good. It keeps its job done. It gets its job job done. My goodness. And this is yeah, what I'm going for. This is not the high-end zoo with the unlimited budget and stuff like that. This is not your big San Diego zoo or something like, or Berlin zoo, something like that. This is a small, mid-sized zoo that has some budget thanks to generous donors and stuff like that. But even they will not make the most elaborate building just to house some tortoises in the winter. They still think about the budget in that case. So they, a simple greenhouse will do the job. And I think I managed to get that right pretty well with this building. It's not too elaborate, but it's also not too simple or it looks too ugly. I still like it, and you can let me know if you like it as well, or if you think I should change it, because of course everything can be changed. And yeah, talking about changes, why we are now building the greenhouse with some of the glass and the metal. I think this is a metal European metal marquee from the Europe pack. Could be wrong, but I think it is a marquee metal rod from metal beam from the Europe pack. And why we're talking about this, and we're talking about changes, what will be coming in the next weeks, months, so on, for the channel or for Raven Creek, and in general. First of all, I'm still waiting for Mr. Gecko to finish up his project in Wahat Jamila, our desert zoo that we started with the Arid pack. And once he is done with that, we will of course do a tour of his creations and a final complete tour of the whole project. And then the Wahat Jamila zoo will be available for everyone to download from the workshop and to use as your own zoo, expand, build around, take inspiration from whatever you want. You already know this probably from Isle of the Wild, which is also in the workshop. This is the general thing plan that I can't really say when it will happen. I just have to wait until Mr. Gecko finishes this project, and I said to him he can have all the time in the world that he need, because then only then, if you have your time, if you take your time, great things can be created basically. We're now building a small door for the tortoise, because of course we have to close up the greenhouse in the colder times so that the cold temperatures don't get into the house so much. So we need to have some doors also for the night. When the tortoises are in, we need to have a way to close up this door, not just a simple opening for them to go in and out. And I'm happy to say that they can use this door and that they can get in and out in game. Capybaras can as well, which they use quite sometimes to get some sleep indoors, because it's a little bit warmer and we have some bedding there. But the capybaras will use it as well. But back to the topic about what is to come. And next thing, and a couple of you guys who also follow me on Twitch, by the way, I'm streaming every Friday. If I don't say otherwise, I'm streaming on Twitch at 9 p.m. Central European Time. Mostly Planet Zoo, but sometimes also Jurassic World Evolution, stuff like that. And you're very welcome to join us there. It's always a lot of fun. You see some, maybe some sneak peeks to upcoming episodes, to upcoming content there when I'm showcasing some stuff here and there. But also you can talk to me and my friends and to everyone who is on the channel, who is in the chat, about stuff like that, and I can give some tips, I can give some ideas or some help with stuff. So if you're interested in that, you know where you find me on Twitch. The link is also in the video description. But people who are watching me on Twitch and watched me the last couple weeks on Twitch know already what I'm about to talk. There are a couple of changes coming to Raven Creek, to some older areas, mainly 2 areas. I mean, we only have 2 areas at the moment that have been finished, and I'm now also already changing them. This is the goal of Planet Zoo Player. But the forest area and the wetlands area, both of them get a major change, upgrade, whatever you want to call it. Redesign I think is the best word for it. I'm quite far into the forest area, and I will not make really videos about the forest area because all of the animals there you already have seen. I have already made videos for all of the animals there, and I really want to focus my whole attention to this area and just not rush anything. But I will make tours, I will make maybe progress videos about this area. And also, if you want to see me building in this area live, as I said, in the Twitch stream, the thing we did in the last weeks was building in this area. So if you're interested in that, there you can find me, and there you can follow the progress of that part of the zoo. And the other area that I'm turning my focus on or to is the wetlands area that we are fitting enough started with the capybara, which will now be turned, and that's the reason why I'm changing it, this area, because I had a lot of different animals there. We had river hawks, we had platypus, we had small-clawed otters, we had red-crowned cranes, we had caimans, all sort of stuff from all over the world. It was a very much of a hodgepodge, a lot of different stuff, nothing really fitting. All, of course, wetlands theme, but not really fitting to the theme of the zoo. And the building itself, this was a very big building, was also not really built well. It was a lot of different pieces and stuff. Nothing was really aligned to each other. And I was never really happy with it. And I decided now to change that completely. When it's time, I will talk more in depth about what is about to go, but this area will then, when it's finished, focus solely on North American animals or North American wetland animals of the southern states, so Mississippi, Texas, Florida, stuff like that. So, and if you know a little bit about American animals, about American biomes, you can already kind of guess what animals will be featured there. But this is what this future of the wetlands area will be once we finish kind of other projects. As talking about other projects, for the next videos, I kind of want to try to focus more on the South American area. We still need to do the sloth house, we still need to do the capuchin habitat, capuchin monkey habitat. So these areas are still something I have to go to, but I also don't want to say I just focus now on South America. I don't build anything else. If I find more inspiration building for the new wetlands area, then I will most likely go there. If I find more inspiration doing a small sneak peek or an update video about the new forest area, then I will do that. So there is no strict, we only do one area after each other plan for now, or for the next videos. Whatever feels fitting for me in this zoo, I will be doing. And I don't want to pressure myself of just doing one area, just doing that. I have to do that habitat now. I can't change or do work on something else, because this kind of kills creativity if you're forced to do something, if you're forced to do this and that and this and that, and can't but you're in your mind, you are already thinking about different stuff that you would rather do. So we will focus on that in the couple. We will not focus on that. We will just do what I think I want to do for the next video, and that we will do. So there's no strict schedule now for what episode will be coming to Raven Creek. But this is a bit about the update, while we are now finishing the outside areas of the capybara habitat. And then I will leave you to the rest, some music, some couple seconds, and then I will see you in the real-time part at the end of the video. So, see you then. Alright, here we are now in the real-time part, and I would say we start right in, because there's a lot to show. It's a big enclosure, I think the biggest of all of the three South American enclosures. At the moment, as you can see, we are standing in front of the anteater and main wolf habitat over here. And there you can already get a little bit of a glimpse into the capybara and tortoise enclosure. But yeah, if you follow along this path, along this bridge that leads through all these enclosures, you get, of course, first to the capuchin monkey enclosure, which isn't finished yet, but then you get your first little glimpses of the capybara enclosure here, of the Pantanal exhibit, basically. From this little viewpoint here, nothing special, I would say. More of a more foliage, a more natural side over here. There you can see one. There's also some babies, I think, in here. Yeah, there's one. There's a little baby, I think. Oh, it's a big one. No, it's a baby. But yeah, you follow this path. You also get a nice view over here to the anteaters from this side. And there will be kind of like a hut or a canopy over this part of the path later on with some education and stuff. So even if it's raining, you are secure and you can watch the animals. But yeah, we follow down this path, which I decided to block the view in some parts to also give some animals some privacy, because it's a pretty open enclosure, to be honest. So I decided, yeah, to make some screening plants, as plants who calls them, to kind of block the view. But yeah, you get a second viewpoint over here, which also leads to, yeah, the underpath that, if you sneak through here, leads to their backstage area over here, which I already showed in the backstage video. So if you want interest in that, this is the video for you. But yeah, follow this path down here. We get some nice simple greenery on this side, some little gardening, nothing too special, some couple of glimpses here and there. And then we get to this little bridge over here, which basically goes over the water area of the capybara. So it goes through here and then ends in this little pond over here, where you can also see a little bit of the backstage over there. And this is closed off for the capybara, so they can't get through. There is a mesh at the bottom. But yeah, they can use the whole water area. They can swim here. They have these little fountains, shower thingies over there, which they use from time to time, not as often as I would like. And yeah, there's a couple of just stuff over here for later uses. But then you get to the main viewing area, which will then be later also leading to the sloth house. But then you have this little boardwalk over here, which basically shows you the whole of the capybara enclosure, and of course tortoise enclosure, and a little bit of the back, yeah, of the other side of the monkey enclosure over there. But yeah, really like how lush this habitat turned out, with also with a little of a green tinted water, because it's natural water. It would have some algae in it, and yeah, just the lushness and greenness and the different green colors of this habitat. I really like how this turned out. Let's change actually the light a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Really happy that this worked as I intended, and still, yeah, basically fits into the whole temperate forest theme, enclosure and stuff like that. We have a little bit of a sandy area here also for the tortoises to wallop in, and for the capybaras, because they are then also to roll in, while I'm sinking into the ground, to roll in sand and mud from time to time to get rid of parasites. And yeah, but we are not done. There is the path, of course, that leads back to the rest of the zoo, because this is a walkway, a track that you can either later take outside of here, or you can come in here. There is still the education science missing, but here you get an indoor viewing of the tortoise area, of the tortoise indoor area, basically. Pretty simple. A little bit of a water dish over here, some heaters over there, made by the amazing Just Goron. Yeah, so you can find them on the workshop, I think. They are made by Just Goron, and give him a like if you download these. And yeah, very simple, but I still like how it turned out. It's basically a greenhouse you would find also in a garden, in your own private garden or something like that, or in a botanical garden. Very simple, just some metal and glass, and then we have some lights over here, some heating lights, which should be red if I didn't mess up. Yeah, kind of red, to give some additional heating to the tortoises during the night or during the morning hours of the day, if you need that, or in the winter. And then just some simple bedding, some mulch on the ground. nothing special there. But yeah, this leads back out. You can give a little of a glimpse of the backstage area for the monkeys and main wolves, and then it leads back to the rest of the area, basically. Yeah, this is the Pantanal exhibit. I'm so happy to have it finally done, to be able to mail, and that it turned out, as I said, so in that way that I wanted to turn it out into. Really like it. I would have loved to have maybe tapirs in here, but I thought with yeah, how low this fence is and also this fence, it wouldn't be possible to have tapirs in here without some security issues, safety concerns. But so I said, yeah, let's do the giant tortoise. They just roam around. I think there's a second one somewhere in here. Oh, there it is, actually. I thought it was a rock. And yeah, the capybaras really enjoy their new and especially bigger home. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, maybe consider giving a like. And if you haven't already done it, then yeah, maybe also consider subscribing to the channel. I wish you a great time. I hope you had a lot of fun, and I see you then in the next video. And until then, have a great time, stay safe, and bye bye everyone.